What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And usually you just get DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. But today, this is DJ's Raw Truth, Uncut Truth Unfiltered. This is something that I've been wanting to do. There's been a lot of shines talking about LaMelo ain't this, LaMelo ain't that, judging them off 16 minutes of play. And like you see, DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth Unfiltered. So no shucking and jiving, no baseless points. This is going to be the most unfiltered show that I've probably done. First, I got to say this. I'm glad I made that video last night because I saw the buffoonery. So we all know I'm not the only one that pointed out that LaMelo was froze out. Even his haters have said it. But there's another level of haters. There's the obsessive LaMelo Ball hater or the Ball family hater. You got a brother that got like 100+ subs. He gonna come in the comment section and try to check a brother like he's some mafioso dude. But I'm trying to tell him it's YouTube. I know people like him are not man enough to check me in person. But he's gonna say, "What are you crying for?" I'm not crying about it. I'm just telling the truth. So don't come out here trying to charge me up and everybody's saying the same thing I'm saying. These internet gangsters, man, they talk all tough on the web, but don't do shit in person. Let me repeat that. The internet gangsters talk all that crap on the web, but don't do shit in person. These are the same shines that tell me, DJ, oh, see your face, blah, blah, blah. But the people who seen me, DKM and many others, they know I'm not the one to fuck with. Literally. I'm one of those, I'm old school with it. You fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. So don't be all mad because I'm telling the truth that LaMelo Ball was froze out. He was froze out. And today, another YouTuber will make a video backing my claims later on. I'm not going to tell you who, but it will be coming out. And when it comes out and the evidence is there, these shines are going to be quiet as a church mouse, pissing on cotton. We got Mr. Jones in the building, man. He said the real is back. Yeah, the real is back. Unfiltered, bro. This is an unfiltered show, man. No shines allowed, bro. Sonny V said, "What's up, DJ? Remember me?" Yeah, I remember you, my brother. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Mr. Jones says, "Jump in your bag." Yeah, I'm going in, man. I'm going in. Because I'm tired of the buffoonery, man. We got all these stat watchers. And of course, I don't want LaMelo to score 0 points. I don't want him to do that. But if you watch that game, it's different from a Lonzo game. When Lonzo would have a game like that, it's him not being assertive. What I saw last night, LaMelo Ball in the transition game in half court was assertive. Now, he needs to take more than 5 shots. His teammates need to give him the ball more than that. So both things play a part. But it's funny, when I constructively critiqued LaMelo Ball in my video, right? They're acting like I never did that. They're acting like I'm just agreeing just to agree. And that's not even the case. That's not true at all. But that's what YouTube is for. You know, they're trying to paint people a southern way. Oh, they always agree with this. I'm one of the most objective people when it comes to analyzing any ball brother. I'll tell you what's good and I'll tell you what's bad. When I got in on LaMelo Ball when he played in the NBL for lack of defense, nobody was batting an eye. But they want to forget. I did the same thing with Lonzo in the bubble. AD says Rozier got to go. Something got to happen. And speaking of Terry Rozier, what the hell is he talking about? I watched this press conference after the game. He talked about it's one thing playing super fast. It's another thing controlling the place while you're playing fast. Is he trying to take a shot at LaMelo? I thought I wasn't the only one seeing that. Mr. Jones says also LaMelo played 16 minutes. Everyone from Cole Anthony, Anthony Edwards, Isaac Okoro played over 25 plus minutes. Yes, they did. No one's talking about it, brother. No one's talking about it at all. No one is talking about it. You know why? Because they're dead set on who they're rooting for and who they're not rooting for. It's an agenda. They're trying to hate on this young brother. They want him to fail. They want his family to fail. It's pretty obvious. And you got black shines. Like I always say, not all skin folk is your kinfolk. Black folk, other black folks, YouTubers that went on my comment section hating on this kid after watching him play 16 minutes and only taking 5 shots. I can't judge off that. Now, if LaMelo played 35 minutes and he shot 0 for 15, you would have had me there. But he played 16 minutes. There was actually a buster who went online. Like I said, he got 120K subscribers, made a video about LaMelo Ball, calling him a bust and everything else, after only playing 16 minutes and taking 5 shots. Again, this is not making excuses. This is being real. They ignore the fact when I constructively critique LaMelo Ball and tell everyone what's going on, they want to ignore it. But when I say what he does right, then they want to bitch and complain and talking about, oh, DJ, you're capping for him, you're doing this. Hell no, I'm just being real. That's what I'm being. You can't watch that damn game last night and tell me his teammates didn't freeze him out. You can't tell me that. Most of the people who said that LaMelo wasn't freezed out didn't watch the game. They didn't watch the whole game. I can tell. I can already tell. They didn't watch the whole game at all. They didn't watch the whole game. And anyone in the chat section that want to join on this live, the link is at the bottom. I just sent the link. We're going to discuss this, man. And before anyone can join, make sure that it's a civilized discussion. Now, you could disagree with me. I don't care. But I would not tolerate disrespect at all. Read more of these comments. Samuel Lupus says half of the 13 turnovers were because they froze him. LaMelo didn't want to force it too much. I saw that too. See, some of these brothers, like this brother right here, they watch the game. That's exactly what happened. Or the time when they set LaMelo on the bench and they lost that lead. But y'all didn't want to go there, right? Y'all, but some of y'all just a bunch of stat watchers, man. Y'all don't care about basketball. Y'all don't care about analyzing the game. Y'all just want to look at stats and compare. But y'all didn't say shit about Anthony Edwards only scoring 5 points, playing more minutes, shooting 2 for 9. And I think Anthony Edwards is going to be just fine. But I'm giving an example. The number 1 and number 2 overall pick were never criticized, but LaMelo Ball was. That's odd to me. Ramirez says he will get his points next game, no worries. Well, they play the Raptors next game, so again, so let's hope so. But he'll get it. He'll get his points in time. I'm not worried about that. AD says all the top picks got playing time. Yep, except for LaMelo. LaMelo's the only top pick that didn't get playing time. Riddle me that. The only top pick that didn't get playing time. AD says all the top. Okay, I already read that. Why draft a third to not start him? That's weird, but hey, Charlotte must know what they're doing, man. What do I know? I'm just a black guy. I'm just a black guy talking sports. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm just black. Derek O says, "Did you see Anthony Edwards yesterday? He looked like Lonzo by not being aggressive and standing in the corner. I don't think the Timberwolves in a good place for him." Let's keep it real with these rookies. What did I say in my other live stream about this draft class in this year? Do not judge them until mid-January. Right now, they're in training camp mode still, even though the preseason has started, because they didn't have summer league. They didn't have a full off season because of COVID. I'm not trying to make excuses. It's real. If the next year's rookies were to dealt with something similar, and God forbid, no, I'll be saying the same thing. But it did not look good for Anthony Edwards, and I didn't see him get criticized half as much as LaMelo. Alex says his teammates gave him the cold shoulder. Oh, it's pretty obvious. But Alex, they think I'm making it up, bro. They think I'm making this stuff up. I mean, the film don't lie. You had Ricky G, the old brother that was talking mess about LaMelo in his grill, right? He said the same thing. But they want to ignore what I'm talking about. We'll let them play dumb. But like I said, the film don't lie. And one of my other brothers, YouTube brothers that make their video today, I'm telling you, it's going to unleash a bombshell. Y'all thought my video was something. I ain't going to tell y'all who. But expect it later on today. And it's going to back up my claim. And I'm going to make a response video. Once that video is made, I'm going to make a response video talking my shit. Because one thing I don't like being called is a liar. And I'm not, number one, I'm not the only one that saw that piece of shit type of play last night. But it was obvious. LaMelo under the basket right there, calling for the ball. One of the Martin twins look him off, gives a horrible alley-oop to his sorry brother. And they think I'm the only one that's seen that? Please. Alex says, I understand one of them is an undrafted free agent. Yeah, the other Martin twin. One was drafted and the other one wasn't. And I'm not trying to, the Martin twins, they're probably good people. I don't know. But that was piece of shit what they try to do. We can't, hold off criticism because they're good people. You got to criticize equally. trying to get his chicken up. Yep. Jealousy is a mug, man. Jealousy is cancer, bro. It ruins a lot of stuff. And I didn't want to make that video. That's the crazy part because I didn't want to have like create something with drama. I wanted to talk about something positive, but it was so obvious that I had to talk about it. I have an integrity as a man, as a person reporting to you guys to give you the raw, uncut truth that you deservedly need. And I would not be doing my job if I just looked over it and ignored it and didn't tell you guys about it. You know how many DMs I got from people that told me, man, I'm glad you talked about it because I wasn't the only one that seen it? Literally. You got busters talking about, where's the video proof? The reason why I'm not editing. Number one, I don't edit too many videos. Y'all know I don't do that. And number two, like I said, I got other brothers making videos today. It's a brotherhood. When someone's making a video the same day you're making a video, you're not trying to. It's like a code to things. You're not trying to put out evidence and footage when they're creating something. So when it gets released, y'all will understand what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, it's gonna back up my claim. Super Team VIP says this is the first game in the NBA. He's gonna be fine. F the haters. He out rebounded his teammates and showed his passing skills. Yeah, man. Yeah, my cousin. I told y'all about my cousin in Dallas, man. We always be beefing about the Ball family, but even he said that LaMelo was the best player on the court because of his effort. He out rebounded. He controlled the pace. And when he told me that, hey, this shit with Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham both starting is not going to work. He said it's like starting two shooting guards. That shit blew me away, man. It blew me away. 2-6-1 shooting guards, but you don't want to start a 6'8" LaMelo Ball. And LaMelo's defense has definitely improved. It's not Lonzo level, but he has the skills with his wingspan and hand speed and quick IQ. Alex says Zeller had a chance to hand the ball to Melo. He did as well. I don't think that was jealousy right there. I just think that was a low IQ play. Uh, Ramirez says you better believe he is coming back to get his. That's a fact. If you don't, one thing about LaMelo, man, he learns from bad game. You know what's weird? If LaMelo would have had 4 baskets, no one would said it in 16 minutes. Nobody would have said it was a bad game. He did everything right, but take more shots. That's the only thing LaMelo did wrong. Yeah, he didn't make those 2 threes, but it wasn't like he got the shot off. I look at the little things. This is how you can tell people who actually watch basketball and who don't. Oh boy. Oh boy, we got Mr. Jones in the building, man. I know he's about to go in. Oh boy. What's good, my brother? You hear me? Oh, maybe he comes back on, but if you don't know, Mr. Jones, he's one of the realest ones out, man. One of the realest ones out. But he does not hold back at all. Mr. Jones says they had a 19-point lead when Devontae started to turn the ball over when LaMelo went on the bench. Yeah, I saw that. And I actually respect Devontae Graham. This is, I'm not trying to diss the brother, but that's just what it is. Alex says coach ain't committed to him. I'm not gonna say that yet. I think he has a challenge of managing egos, and I didn't realize it was gonna be that much ego tripping because you heard the players compliment LaMelo, but what we all learned, saying nice things is one thing, but court chemistry is another thing. And shout out to Miles Bridges for being a great teammate. You see, he got all the points and stats he wanted in a short minutes of time. Miles Bridges understood that, hey, LaMelo's going to give him the ball. All he has to do is outrun his opponent, catch the damn ball, and score. You got people fumbling the ball. I'm telling you, LaMelo could have had 10 assists in this damn game if a couple players could catch the damn ball. Alex said something juicy. He said it was Jordan's pick, not theirs. Well, Jordan hit the lotto. A pick like LaMelo Ball that passes like that, man, that's rarity right there. That's rarity. That's funny. Lonzo and LaMelo, and this is no cap at all. This is real talk. Lonzo and LaMelo probably got to be top five, already top five passers in the NBA. It's not even close. Their passing ability is very elite. Gerald Sakar, shout out to Gerald Sakar and subscribe to his podcast, Breaking Barriers. This brother supports me in everything I do, and I support all brothers who support me. So support this brother. He's a good one. He knows the game of basketball. He's played it. He's coached it. He's trained other athletes, especially in the inner city of the DMV, Pennsylvania, you name it. This brother is a real one. He says the fact that he had 0 points, he's still the most talked about from last night. It's just like Zoe. He affects the game in all aspects of not scoring. Yeah, and the only difference is when LaMelo gets in his mode of wanting to score while pass, that's when he goes ballistic. No one has seen it yet, but there's going to be a game where LaMelo just like, fuck it, I'm about to take over. I've seen it told a lot of times. KJB says facts. You know it, bro. The hip hop industry says, no, that's facts though. Got to give them all the time. Yeah, got to give these rookies time, man. I am Marvy says, hopefully Jello plays tonight. I hope so, man, for the brother. I don't give a damn if it's 2 minutes. You know, let him get some shots off. And before any Shines comment and say that I'm just propping Jello up or Liangelo, I'm the one that said from the beginning, let's wait and see if he could fully stick to an NBA roster. I said this. So don't come out here saying, oh, you just trying to boost up Liangelo. Liangelo made it on his own. Liangelo went to Detroit for months and trained in front of analysts, executives to earn that training camp spot. You guys talking about LeVar got him that. LeVar wasn't in Detroit. LeVar wasn't, Jello got it in his own. We got to give brothers respect when they earn something. Let's say he doesn't make the roster. Okay, then, fine. But to say he's a failure, you know how many talented players who don't end up in the NBA that long? It happens. So let's just hope he balls out, no pun intended, and show out, man. Alex says, oh, hell no. You can see it. The Twins were controlling the ball most of the time. I try to tell people, hey, they think I'm lying or something. But man, we all saw it on NBA TV. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what more they want me to say. We all saw it on NBA TV. I don't know. I mean, hey, can you turn off the background? I don't know what more they want me to say. Hey, can you turn off the background? Hey, can you turn off the background? I don't know what more. Hey, can you turn off the background? All right. Hopefully he fixes that. But yeah, I definitely want his input. And also, if y'all join the live, y'all can't have me on the background. It messes up the stream. KJB said COVID changes things. Yeah, it did. It changed things for the Rooks. It's a different year, and we cannot judge these rookies off of this month. You got to wait till mid-January at least to at least see some maturation. But it's going to take time. The only rookies that looked solid were the veteran players who are like, 22, 23 years old that are rookies. Of course, they're going to do better than most people that are 19. It happens. If you're 19-year-old or younger, you need an off season more than anybody. You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I'm
Hopefully,
glad you're on, man.
hopefully the third time's a charm, man. I was trying to get set up with the laptop and not using the phone. My bad for interrupting.
No, not at all, brother, man. So I made a video last night. I know you saw it. Everyone and their mama saw what I saw of LaMelo Ball getting froze out. People making excuses talking about, oh, you're just saying that because he scores 0 points. I'm not saying it because he scored 0 points. In that video, I critiqued LaMelo. I said what he should have done and what she should improve on. But they ignored it because I'm speaking truth. What do you think about what I just stated, my brother?
Well, just to keep it simple, I think when you look at social media and YouTube, when you put the video out, it was very simple. It was cut and dry. If you watched the game and you didn't just look at the stat sheet, you saw what everybody else saw. There was a nice flow, a nice pace of game when LaMelo was in. And then there was a couple moments where you looked at it saying, what are the Martin twins doing? I know I saw it because if you look at my timeline, like I called it out way before you made the video. And then I'm starting to look at everybody else's timeline like, oh, so it's not just me. It's DJs, DKM, it's coach, it's several people. So before you made the video, I'm like, everybody already saw it. So then when you made the video saying these things, I'm like, oh, it's a given because multiple people saw it. So it wasn't hyperbole. It wasn't you being too critical of the teammates. It wasn't you being a fanboy. Like it was honest critique. So I didn't understand when people were like, oh, that doesn't make sense or you're reaching. Nah.
Yeah. And for people to say that that I'm overreacting, quote unquote, that's a piece of shit type of saying I've been hearing all day. It doesn't make sense. Like he said, Coach Ricky G, who has criticized the Ball family, pointed this out. He pointed this out. He didn't have to do it. That's when you know it's real. It was plain obvious. LaMelo Ball had, let's say, 4 easy baskets. They could have gave him the ball. He would have scored easily.
And then there was a couple plays, like you said, low IQ plays. There was one with Zeller. I caught up one with, I want to say Bismack, where it was kind of a give and go. He gave it to Bismack and he slashed to the basket. And they missed it. See, that wasn't, those 2 low IQ plays were just low IQ plays, but it doesn't help when you have that plus the freezing out. Like you said, he could have easily got, I say minimum 4 to 6 points, minimum. So he had 4 to 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists in 16 minutes. There's no discussion, especially, I don't want to harp on the other rookies, but we saw the other rookies play 25, 30 minutes and saw the production. So we'll just leave it there because I don't want to give too much, criticism to the other rookies. Cause like you said, they're still going through what they're going through, the training camp and so forth.
Exactly. And Ira says, can't win no chip with ISO ball. Yeah, you can't win playing like that, man. And that's why the Lakers and your Celtics are great teams. They have good ball movement. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows the system. They have no ego. And it's really sad seeing that type of basketball. I didn't want to read this, but I see a shine. He says, low key, it's kind of karma on Melo. When Lonzo scored 2 points on the Lakers, LaMelo clowned on him and still rooting for him, though. What you got to realize, Derek, that's what brothers do. They joke on each other. And I'm sure Lonzo's going to joke on him scoring 0 points, as he should. But it's not serious. I don't like that word karma. I don't like that. That sounds too serious, man. I just gotta say it. Sammy says karma, man. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little too extreme to say that that's karma that LaMelo didn't score 0. That's not karma. That's just teammates not giving them the damn ball. Let's call it what it is.
That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what this guy Derek O said. Oh, it's karma. No, it's not karma. That's bad basketball play.
I want to ask you, DJ. So, because I know you saw this blow up very quick on your video, I was surprised when I looked at it, it had 100 views, and then it jumped to 5,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's more not honest critique, but basically like they're trying to monetize right now? You know, his name is hot. He scores 0 points, but does everything else correctly and go viral in the media. So they feel I got to get my video up right now so I can get some monetization and not really be a fan of the basketball game. Because I think I saw something where you said like the social media era kind of ruined that. Can you elaborate a little more? There, DJ.
Sorry about that. The Wi-Fi kind of was tripped out a little bit. But I wanted to continue by saying that social media has ruined good critiquing. It's ruined it. There's no more objectivity. There's no more just there's no more rightful basketball analysis. There's a brother, like I said, with 123,000 subs. His first video, LaMelo's a bust. LaMelo's trash. He sucks. And he's critiquing LaMelo Ball by only playing 16 minutes and taking 5 shots. Now tell me if that's illogical or not. New COD Nick says, nah, he not wrong. I watched the whole game, was thinking the same thing, bro. Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people are, man. AD says Charlotte's a bunch of losers. Let's not forget that. Well, they haven't been winning. I'm not going to be mean on them like that. Ira says, what's great about the Ball Bros is they know how to win different ways. It's always about scoring. Yeah, it's not always about scoring. Trust me, I wanted LaMelo to give teams a 20-piece out the gate, but I was realistic. I said from the beginning, you got to give these rookies time, man. This is a COVID-19 year. This is nothing to play with. They have no training camp, no summer league, no way to properly develop. I said it for all the rookies. So I'm not just saying it for LaMelo. I'm saying it for all the rookies. Sweatbox says ship those two evil twins to Lithuania. Man, y'all funny, man. And I'm glad you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, man. And I'm dropping a link. If y'all want to join to give a piece of y'all mind, man, I just dropped the link. Man, the comment section blowing up. And forgive me if I don't get to all of you guys. Keep the comments going though. Engage in the conversation. Saint Me says Rozier getting paid $19 million and they can't keep him on the bench. Yeah, Devontae Graham. Unless Devontae Graham want to be a sixth man, or they got to trade him. And I've never said anything bad about Terry Rozier. He was great with the Celtics, so I got no problems with Terry Rozier. I'm just saying the business of basketball. Sweatbox says MJ gonna be pimp smacking them fools once he gets back in town. This is why Zoe and Melo playing together. I'm tired of this dumb shit. I'm tired of it too, man. When is it gonna stop? Can they for once play on a team that's unselfish? For once. Can you imagine if the Lakers would have built around Lonzo, like surround him with 3-and-D shooters his rookie year? Nobody would be saying what they're saying now if they did that. No one can tell me anything different. If you actually know the game of basketball and watch film, you cannot tell me that Lonzo wouldn't have been effective if he was surrounded by shooters. Tell me if I'm lying or not. Best Impact says it will not work out if they do not give him the keys to the pick and roll and let him play. They better do it. It's gonna be a long season if they don't. Saw Stano said, "What's good, DJ? Everybody, get the likes up. Come on now. We got almost 100 people in the chat. Get those damn likes up. Support this channel. Get it up." Alex says the worst part is LeVar faces ban to back him up. Well, he could he could do what he want to do. LeVar's a grown man. No one can't ban LeVar. ESPN tried to do it, but you still see LeVar in interviews. So, he gonna do what he want to do. Yo-Yo says the Ball brothers, they really moved the ball. That's what it's about. They moved the ball. Yeah, it's about ball movement. The Louisville Rockets fan said, I like what I saw. I like what I saw too. Like Mr. Jones said earlier, if LaMelo has 6 points, 10 rebounds, and more assists in 16 minutes, nobody would be saying anything. That's incredible for 16 minutes, especially for a rookie. And shout out to your Rockets, man. I like Paul Silas' coaching style. I know that James Harden, is not trying to buy into the coach, but your team is going to pay off one of these days. You got a Jim as a coach. He's young. Shout out to the brother Stephen Silas, Paul Silas' son. I like what the Rockets got going on. Shout out to your team, man. Yo-Yo says Melo can take over with passing. Yes, he can. He said, dude played good. They fucking with him. When the season start, Melo getting in that starting lineup. He better. It's going to be a long season. Like, I didn't mind it at first. But seeing how that bench is, I don't want to see LaMelo with that bench. I'm cool with Miles Bridges because Miles Bridges is really a starter, but he's on the bench because of Gordon Hayward. But everybody else, I'm not rocking with that. Brother Luxer says Jello is a spot up shooter at best. Yeah, that's what he is. He's paid to shoot. Yo-Yo says Jello making a roster off ticket sales. Brother says he still made the team, even if he don't make the team. Yeah, that's why I said Jello. Even if he don't make the team, he's still winning in life. He got millions of dollars in the bank of sponsorships, ads, marketing. He's good. His name has money. His social media has money. Mr. Jones says, my bad. No, that was my bad, man. My Wi-Fi was cutting up. I had to go back into the stream. Yeah, that was on my end, brother. Mira says, crazy how you did say LaMelo was going to be the only rookie to get all the hate. He won't be able to have a single bad game this year, according to his haters. Yeah, I know. The LaMelo Ball haters are more delusional than the LaMelo Ball stands. I'm gonna tell you why. When you're rooting for someone to hate to fail so bad that you wake up talking about LaMelo being bad at this or that, or if you're not man enough to realize the potential he has, you're just not a basketball fan at all. You're just a plain old hater, and I can't take people seriously like that. New COD says Melo gonna have to start. Devontae looking like a spot up shooter. Yeah, he is. Oh boy, I got 313 in the building, brother. Man, I'm glad you're on, man.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy 313 J-Mo in the building talking to my man DJ. What's good, man?
Man, what's good, my brother, man? We got a lot of shines being illogical. LaMelo played 16 minutes last night, took 5 shots, and they said he played horrible despite him getting 10 rebounds and controlling the pace. This is what I'm talking about, stat watchers. We talked about this 313. Tell him how well LaMelo played and what he needs to work on. And also the video I made a video saying that there was players freezing out LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching that video last night. Well, look, my thoughts on Melo from the game is I felt like he only played 16 minutes, right? He went out in what, like three times in those 16 minutes. So
Yeah.
his first little 4-minute stint, I said it to the people in our little our Lonzo chat. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like, I felt like he was playing like Lonzo. And that I was like, he was like passing and like, because Lonzo, no matter how good of a scorer he becomes, he's always pass first. Chris Paul, no matter how good of a scorer, he's pass first. But Melo isn't like that. So when he came out there and he was like passing, and then I saw 2 open shots that he didn't take and tried to drive to the rim, I was just like, okay. Then he came back out the second time. I just feel like maybe he was just trying to feel things out. But I didn't like him passing up open shots. But after that, he really settled in. I think the most impressive thing about LaMelo, 10 rebounds in 16 minutes. I mean, I don't give a damn if it's preseason. Any player, DJ, any player, forget Melo. 10 rebounds in 16 minutes? 10, bro. 10. That's impressive. So, and obviously, the dimes, that's not gonna surprise me because I know Melo can pass the ball. But see, the thing that I've noticed is with Melo is he had a lot to work on when it comes to being a scorer. Now we know Melo can score, and I was telling some people this, like, if look at a guy like Zoe, like Ja, like Russ, they have that quick first step and that burst that can get them to the rim easier. You know, but Melo, his athleticism is more like, I think he's more athletic than Luka. But it's more of that range. And when you're like that, you got to be able to be extremely, extremely crafty with your dribble to be able to score. And that's what Luka is. And I was just noticing now against bad defensive teams, I don't think Melo will have any problem scoring. But a good defensive team like the Raptors, what they're gonna do, they're gonna crowd the paint and they're gonna make you shoot jumpers. They're not gonna let you get into the lane at all. And the only way to get into the lane would either be have that guy giving athleticism and burst, or an extremely, extremely crafty dribble. So I was noticing, I'm like, okay, Melo, you got to get even more craftier than you already are, unless you want to take a lot of fouls and potentially get injured. Because he either is gonna have to be willing to get knocked on his ass like consistently, or he's gonna have to just get crafty, even more crafty as a scorer. Because I'm just saying that, like, I think he'll get in way better shape. I don't think this is like the limit of his athleticism or anything like that. But right now, it just seems like he don't have that burst that'll just allow him to just instant right at the rim score. Since he doesn't have that now, you got to be able to cook people off the dribble so you can draw fouls. But that's
brother,
the only thing I really saw.
I gotta say this, brother. You made an excellent point. It's funny. I made a little bit similar points. The other video where I was talking about he was froze out, and the shines were ignoring when I was saying it. I think they were just mad because I said I was being honest. Some teammates froze him out. They be doing that to Lonzo. I don't know. I guess because he's a Ball brother. But I'm saying LaMelo Ball was quick. His quickness was amazing to me. But I understand the explosion to the rack.
Right. I'm talking about the burst. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, and I'm not saying it's the limit. I think he'll become more athletic. He's only 19, but that's just what I noticed because I was just like, dang, Melo, you like they was able to recover that quick. You know, that's kind of what, and I was like, okay, against these real defensive teams, you ain't gonna be able to do that, Melo. Like, yeah, the trash defensive teams, he'll cook them all night. But against these real defensive teams, they not gonna let you do that, bro. They not. They gonna make you shoot. So he's gonna have to adapt to that. But I thought it was a very, very great game for Melo. That pass to Bridges, of course, you know, I like the pass to Bridges more than the Biombo pass just because Bridges, you can see he likes LaMelo and he's not trying to outshine him. He's just trying to play ball. And yeah, of course, the Martin twins froze Melo out. I'm not really surprised about that. But that's to me, it's not really gonna matter because it's gonna get to a point where they're not gonna be on the court with Melo.
You know, this is gonna be shocking to some people. I actually wish Malik Monk would have played this game. I'm gonna tell you why. He's actually cool with the Ball brothers. People don't realize this from AAU, you know, to
him and Fox and Zoe, yeah.
They're cool. That he would have looked out for LaMelo more than the Martin twins. That's just what I feel. They're really cool. So I wish he would have played. One of the Martin twins would have been benched, and you wouldn't have that, you know, that ball hogging, trying to make yourself look good type of basketball. ISO ball is killing the game of basketball. It really is, man. It's not winning basketball at all.
Well, the reason why is with a lot of these teams, they don't establish roles for their players. And I've noticed in a lot of these preseason games, teams weren't calling any sets. They were just throwing players out there. And when you're doing that, that could happen. I do, but see, I think Malik Monk not even about the ball family. I just think as a basketball player, he fits better with Melo. So not even about the ball stuff, just as a player. Those Martin team, man, I don't even know how they made the NBA. I know people might call me an a-hole, but like, like I'm just saying, like they look like scrubs to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Bro, they had the worst plus minus. I know.
Well, I don't care about plus minus, but
yeah, I don't. But to all the stat nerds, this ain't for us. But all the stat nerds, they did have the worst plus minus. So the ones who are harping about stats of LaMelo and all this stuff, and talking about I'm making excuses for LaMelo. We just critiqued LaMelo's game, and you're still criticizing. Not you, but I'm talking about the shines. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I mean, look, I already knew if Melo didn't score, they were gonna talk smack. Like I was like, oh yeah, they'll talk. Even if he scored 2, they still would have talked. So.
Bilal says Melo needs to up his points. He does, and he will do that. I'm not worried about LaMelo in that end of the department. Like what 313 said, it's gonna come with time. These rookies, this is their training camp pretty much because of COVID. They didn't really have a rookie training camp. They didn't have a summer league. That's why I wasn't too hard on Killian Hayes. I saw the flashes of Killian Hayes to know that he'll be a great player in this league. I don't need to look at him scoring 5 points and be a stat watcher and act like he's not going to be a great player. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you expect from these players? Now, obviously, you know, Killian after LaMelo was literally the guy I wanted. So, and I got him. And I was like, okay, day one, Killian to be able to play defense and pass. And that's what I saw. So, I mean, that's why I wasn't really tripping. I'm like, okay, day one, LaMelo is going to be able to pass and he's crafty. That's what I saw. So, as long as I see what I expect from you, then I can measure that. But like I expected, I'm not gonna say I expected Killian to play bad, but I expected him to play great defense and be able to make reads, and he did that. So I'm not really worried about that. But with LaMelo, man, I just think he's gonna have to learn the NBA. Like I know we were so high on him, but the NBA, the big boy leagues, man. Like he's gonna have to learn. It's not as easy as it is. Like just you ain't gonna be able to just score on people like that.
Yeah,
you know?
And I said
you're gonna have to learn a lot. up here, like in up top in the brain. Like he gonna have to have a lot of IQ.
Brother, his IQ is very high, but I get what you're saying. There was a play, right? You seen it. He did his little crossover. He got to the hole. He got to his place. He shot a floater. He flew right in the air. He flew right in the air. They didn't call a foul, and that made him want to shoot threes more. What I want him to do, no matter if they're not calling the foul or not, try to still attack that basket.
But that was I don't want them to clear foul.
Yeah, that would have been a flagrant if it was LeBron or anybody else. But since he's a rookie, they're not giving him that call. He got to realize they're not giving him no calls. They want to make a point. This man, Ant James, says the Hornets veterans each year has done this to Malik Monk, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington. They did it to PJ earlier, where those guys be hot, but the veterans avoid passing to the young rookies the ball. Yeah, the Hornets always be doing that.
Yeah, I would say though the thing that surprised me the most about LaMelo is he really gained a lot of weight. Like he really filled out. I'm like, oh, this guy is not a small player. So I think that'll help him. But yeah, like no, you know with these young guys, they can get discouraged so easily. I go up, I get fouled, nothing happens. I try to make a play, I get froze out. I go for an open shot, I miss. You know what I'm saying? Like when those things happen, consistently, it can discourage them. But you saw Melo was still Melo, so that's not something I'm gonna be worried about. But this is what happens when you go to the Hornets, dog. Should have went to the Pistons. We would have did them right. Like,
yeah,
the Hornets is not like you already know we didn't want Melo going there for tons of reasons, but he's just gonna have to stick it out.
Yeah, man. I kind of, it's already been done, but man, I like what the Pistons are doing. I told people don't judge the Pistons off preseason. They haven't played since what, March? Yeah. I see the depth you guys got. I'm not an idiot. I see the depth, so I'm not going to be one of these shines and say, "Oh, the Pistons are trash" because they lost to the Knicks in preseason. It's preseason. The Knicks.
I say plus Blake Griffin went. Bro, Julius Randle played 29. No, they're not. Julius Randle played 29 minutes in the preseason game. Yo, you got a comment that says, because I was literally just saying this. LaMelo peak could be 6'9", Trae Young, less shooter, better driver. I'm starting to compare him more to Trae and Luka. Because I brought up the burst athletic. Like Trae is extremely quick and fast. But the burst thing, where those two they're very, very crafty and they have that passing give. I've always said it's not the score. It's when you have this passing gift, it carries you way more than putting the ball in the hole when you're a young player, man. Look at Ja Morant. It always carries you. So I definitely think he could be like those guys for sure. And he taught 6.
The playmaking, the height, the body movement. Man, you got some fans in the building. This is Saucy Thando says 313 in the building. Yeah, he's a real one. You see how he breaks down the game? He can break down the game without hating. A lot of people do not know how to do that for some reason. And you see, he also gave a conclusion to what Melo could be when he figures it out. See, this is what basketball analysis should be. Not all these hot takes talking about a player's a bust, talking about Killian's a bust because he only got 5 points, talking about Anthony Edwards a bust because he shot 2 for 9, playing more minutes than anybody. Or saying that James Wiseman won't end up being nobody because he hasn't trained yet due to COVID. These are what the buffoons are saying.
Wait, so they hate on Anthony Edwards now?
Well, kind of. I actually saw it last night. They said this is for a number 1 pick to have 5 points. This is horrible.
Bro, it's the preseason. Bro, it's not just the preseason. It's the COVID preseason. That's way different. Like, these players usually will have summer league, be able to have a training camp that's lasting 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, come on, man. Like, I'm not going in on any of these young players to probably mid-season. Because it's just gonna take so long for these guys to get acclimated.
Yeah, Keezy says You just don't snatch 10 rebounds in 16 minutes in the NBA, bro. Special talent. Yeah, I don't care if it's preseason. That takes effort, talent, IQ, hand-eye coordination. Yeah, I can't. You can't take that
No,
away.
but you know that was my biggest takeaway from the game. Like I like 10 rebounds. I don't care who the hell you is. 10
Mhm.
rebounds in 16 minutes is ridiculous.
That is.
That let me know Melo gonna be averaging 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, dog. He might average a triple double someday if he can rebound like that, dog.
Exactly. Let me read this one first. Last, he said Melo looks exactly like I thought. Lonzo minus defense. He's a lot more confident than Lonzo, though, but that he can help him down the road. His fundamentals are about as jacked up as his brothers. Let me answer that real quick, and I'll let 313 finish it off. First of all, uh, to say that the Ball brothers don't have fundamentals is delusional. The passing ability that they have, their IQ, even the analysts who despise them say that the Ball brothers have high basketball IQ. That's fundamentals. You can't teach that. Also, LaMelo is different than Lonzo. Lonzo is really, he's all about passing. His whole game is about passing. He's really LaMelo, you're not going to see that type of LaMelo like you saw last night. 313 touched on that just because of his mindset. I think LaMelo was just trying to feel the game out. He's a rookie. He didn't have an all season. So he's like, maybe let me just facilitate more. So he's trying to protect himself from making more errors. That's all that's about. A lot of rookies are doing that. So I think both Ball brothers have fundamentals. Lonzo has improved on the shot. Don't forget, he shot 38%. I know you guys want to judge Lonzo off the bubble play. But before the crappy bubble play, he did shoot 38%. You got to give him his respect. And he did average 14 and 10 from January to March. All right, what you think, 313?
Yeah, so with this comment, now I mean it's funny because they're brothers, so they're gonna be similar, but usually I mean DJ, how many times have you seen two brothers that are actually could really be this good? Like in the NBA. Like you see the Holiday brothers, but ain't nobody really as good as Drew. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But with Zoe and LaMelo, they're like two sides of the same coin, but different. Like I was just saying, like Zoe inherited that athleticism, but as we know, Melo was out there working on the handling drills. Um, Lonzo, like you said, he's passed first because like I just feel like that's just Lonzo just special, man. Like it's just a few pass first point guards you're gonna see in your lifetime that are just special. Like even if Melo becomes a better player, I don't think he's a passer like Zoe. But and then I just feel
mhm,
like LaMelo fundamentals are very sound. That's why Lonzo has to, like finally get an off season to work on his fundamentals. I feel like he might not, like I said, he might not have that athleticism, but he's taller, can still pass the ball, and I think his fundamentals are very sound. But like I said, like with Lonzo, he has to change his jump shot. Like I don't know what it is with them. It seems like Jello the only one that's a pure sniper, but he's gonna
yeah.
have to adjust his jumper. But I don't know about that, man. I don't know about his fundamentals being on Lonzo level. He has better fundamentals than Zoe at the same age. Zoe just had other things that Melo didn't have. So yeah, I don't like that comment, bro. That low key upset. Like what?
Well, I'll tell you, man.
His fundamentals are his on his brother level? Like what?
I appreciate everybody that has an opinion that's different from mine, but I understand what you're talking about.
Like come on,
Uh,
man. Like go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm just like what?
yeah, man. It just we got to go back to watching the game instead of like the stat watching age that we're in has ruined the joy of analyzing players. I'm telling you right now, Lonzo, I think Lonzo about to go off this year. He talked on the press conference, right? He said, I believe I can average a triple double every night. He's bigger and he still kept his athleticism. I'm trying to want I'm
Now
trying
I'm
to want
finally I'm finally happy I'm able to talk with you on your channel about Zoe again. Oh yeah, it's a wrap. Zoe's about to go crazy. Um, like yeah, it's one thing when you as a player, like yeah, I feel like I can do this. But what SVG was saying, see, if you're smart enough, you can read between the lines. What he said about Zoe, what he was saying was, oh shit, Lonzo been great in the half court, and our offense has been looking great. And but see, that's what he said in those little clips. And plus, SVG was my coach, so I know what he means when he's saying stuff. And yeah, no, Zoe's. I don't. I don't think there's no way Zoe's not going to MIP, bro. Like, I just don't think so, man. Like, the man has every talent in the world, but those fundamental skills that we were just talking about with LaMelo and with young basketball players, you develop your skills where, DJ? The offseason. Yep. Lonzo's never had one, so he never could develop the skills. Like, it's not rocket science. Now he had the offseason. Now he developed those skills. Oh, it's going to be a problem. No, it's definitely going to be a problem. So it's going to have a great season.
I'm giving you your props when Zoe plays these couple of games, the actual games. I'm not really counting preseason. When he actually plays the regular season games, you will be giving your props, my brother, because you're the first one to call it. You've been saying from day one, wait until Lonzo gets to his first offseason. This is Lonzo's first offseason. That's incredible. No wonder he wasn't able to advance his game.
The thing was, he was, though. That's why I love Lonzo. How do you advance your game when you can't play?
Right.
After his rookie year, the second season for the Lakers, even though his stats might have been a little bit worse because you added Rondo and LeBron to the team, he was way better his second year with the Lakers. Had more body. He was a better shooter. He was a slightly better finisher. I'm like, how did you get better and you couldn't train? And then this year, couldn't train. How do you change your jump shot in a month? How? Like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to change something you've been doing for 17, 18 years straight, and then not only change it, but become great at it. Like, how can you change your jump shot in a month and you start shooting 38%? And we know that Zoe has always been a naturally great shooter his whole career. But when I see a guy that improves, even when all the circumstances are against him, like Lonzo's probably had I say 2 months to train the last 2 seasons, his first 2 years, bro. Like, to train. And he still got better. And that lets me know if you get time, you're going to improve. I don't know how this man changed his jump shot in a month. And it's like, then he's making 7 threes in a game. Like, you know how much I love Devin Booker. You know how much I love Luke Kennard. They ain't never made 7 threes in a game. So, and he did it 3 times. That lets you know he's more of a specialist. So I don't know. I think Zoe's gonna be fine, man. Like, let the hate. I can't wait for the haters this year. They gonna hate me.
Yeah, they are gonna hate you, bro, because you emptying the clip this year. And one thing I realized about young players, you need a good situation. I don't care how good you are. And I'm not comparing this to LeBron James, but when they fired the first coach, right? And they gave LeBron a better coach. What did they do? Make the playoffs. This was 2005, 2006. LeBron James averaged 31, 7, and 7. And some people would say he should have won the MVP that year, but that's another discussion for a different day. But Lonzo has played for 2 below 500 coaches. This is the first time playing for a winning coach percentage rise. First time.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I'm a Pistons fan, so I hate Stan Van Gundy. But when I realized the standard, yeah, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can
hear you. Hear me?
Yeah,
no,
I hear
okay,
you.
No, I was going to say, as a Pistons fan, you know I hate SVG. But when I realized the standard that you're talking about, I'm like, dog, SVG, the best coach he ever had? That's a low bar. And when you got your people in the chat talking about the practices and the 2-3 hour practices, SVG, I've been telling people, if he actually doesn't disrespect Lonzo, I see what his vision is for the Pelicans, and it's going to work because they have better personnel. He tried to do the same thing with the Pistons, but we didn't have Zion, B.I., Lonzo. We had Brandon Jennings and Andre Drummond and Tobias Harris. See what I'm saying? I see what he's trying to build with this team. And the thing I love about SVG is he's literally telling Lonzo, no, bro, you coming down the lane, you got to score. Like, he's telling him. And I just feel like his other coaches never demanded him to score like that because he was so good at everything else. But SVG wants him to be the best player he can be. And I just feel like that's going to help Zoe out in the long run because SVG is going to give him a chance. And I just think it's going to work as much as I don't like the guy.
Yeah, that's all truth, man. You know what's crazy? And I know we ain't trying to talk about LeVar, But he did say, the coaches, this is before, right? Like Luke Walton days. The coaches got to be hard on the son. When your parents are telling the coaches that, hey, you can be as tough as you want with my son, you're not going to take advantage with that. You see Stan Van Gundy? He's having longer practices. He's being more vocal. He's been really good so far with the Pelicans. Now, it still remains to be seen, but I like what I'm seeing. Let me read this comment by Ant James. Malik Monk is sadly hated on by Ball fans over a jersey number, but ironically, Monk will actually be the one equally passing to LaMelo, allowing him big numbers. Yeah, that's why I never got on Malik Monk. I know those two are cool people. He's cool with Lonzo, De'Aaron Fox. It's funny how they were earlier in the season, they would try to create beef with De'Aaron versus Lonzo, but they're really best friends. They,
But
yeah.
You remember what De'Aaron had said about Zoe when he went on Undisputed and they were trying to get De'Aaron to downplay. So what did De'Aaron say? Zoe's never really had an offseason to work on his game. So he knows that. And
he did say that.
I feel like a lot of Ball family fans, because they're so popular, they're younger. Like, so you're gonna get those. I mean, like, I'm a Pistons fan. All I see is where Jello. Like, it's a lot of younger Ball fans. So they get they get crazy, like it's like a Ball like Beehive type of thing. So yeah, they pulled up on Malik Monk, but I've always liked him as a person. So I would never. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all right now before anyone says, when Malik Monk gets back on the lineup, you won't see as much of that ball hogging. But he's been very cool with LaMelo. What I've seen, like social media, it's not. I don't know why people are trying to create something that's not even that. The only problem is the Martin twins. They're literally looking out for themselves. They're probably trying to secure a roster spot. They're probably desperate, but it's still not a bad look. That's just not the right way to play basketball.
But my thing is, you don't know what the coaches are looking for. Maybe they're not looking for you to score. Maybe they're looking for you to make the right play.
Facts.
And see, that's why when these players be doing that pressing, I'm trying to look all me. That's why some of y'all don't be making the squad, even if you are a good scorer. Because the coach wasn't looking for that. They were looking for a team player that can fit into a role, not that's a guy that's trying to be a mercenary and be selfish for himself. Sometimes they are looking for that selfish scorer. But you don't know what these coaches are always looking for. So sometimes what those Martin twins are doing could backfire.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what they fail to realize. I'm gonna give you an example. Frank Jackson. Frank Jackson put up numbers in the bubble, but he's not with the Pelicans anymore. You know why? Because Stan Van Gundy was evaluating that roster, and he got rid of all the ball hogs. Etwan Moore, Frank Jackson, Jalil can't play Okafor defense. Now, I hope he does well with the Pistons. I'm just going off what I saw with the Pelicans.
Hey, man, I just watched Jalil play with the Pelicans. You don't have to defend him.
Okay, good. Oh, man. But, yeah, I respect Malik Monk, man. I know he gets a lot of flack from Ball family fans. I actually on Instagram told Ball family fans, I said, man, y'all got to chill out with this hate, man. He's a good brother.
Yeah, man, they be like why they be ganging? Like I said, it remind me of like the Beehive. Like y'all be ganging up on people.
Yeah,
like
man.
any Pistons channel right now, you look in the comments. I bet you clicking a random Detroit Pistons video, you gonna see nothing but Jello. Where's Jello? Now I wanted Jello to play, but I'm just saying, like that's how frantic and crazy they are, man.
And one thing I don't like,
Jello's gonna play today too, though. So
he gonna play today. Hey, if Jello plays today,
I definitely think he's gonna get some. I don't know how many minutes, but I do think he'll see the court today.
Don't get my hopes up too high, man. I got pissed
Hey man,
off.
I don't know. It's what I think. I could be completely wrong because Dwayne Casey be on the bullshit. Well, I just think they might give him a chance this game.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. I just like our shooting outside Sadiq Bey's feet was so bad. I'm like, why wouldn't you put Jello out there? The man can shoot the ball. So I just feel like maybe they give him a shot. I hope so because I really want to see if Jello can play on this level, man.
Well, for sure. Let me read this by Keezy. He says, Killian Hayes worries me because his lack of ability to go right. Let me answer this first, and I'll let 313 finish that. I'm not worried about Killian Hayes. Like we said earlier in the show, this is a COVID-19 year. You can't judge this year like a regular year. Mid-season is when you should judge the rookies appropriately. But they have Killian Hayes stand on his right. He's working on that. I like his game. Yes, he likes to go left, but they're really working on his game. I'm not worried about Killian Hayes. I think he'll be a really good player. What do you think, 313?
No, I agree with you, but like, look, I understand when you're not a fan of a certain team, you don't research all of these players. Like that right hand stuff is dead. I'm not saying his right hand is amazing now, but all he did for 8 months straight was work on his right hand. All Derrick Rose did was make him go right. And I saw him play in the last game. His right hand didn't look like it affected him to me in that game. So no, he's much better. I'm not worried about that. I don't know. It's gonna take a while for me to be worried about Killian, maybe a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take a while. But no, his right hand is way more serviceable than it was some months back. But that's what you do when you're trying to go to the draft. You're gonna work on that worst thing. That's why I was so surprised. Killian gained 30 pounds too. I was so surprised how much bigger LaMelo got. Like man, I was he was skinny like a couple months ago.
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna read this by Ralph Bryant. He says LaMelo does remind me of young Penny Hardaway, Pistol Pete, Magic Johnson. I'm blown away how tall he looked yesterday. He's legit 6'8", pushing 6'9". I'll say this: LaMelo Ball, because I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna over exaggerate off preseason potential wise. He has the flashiness of Penny, but he doesn't have the athleticism and scoring like Penny. He has the handle like a modern day Pistol Pete. The flair is there. Got to create a little more moves. The NBA is just a different level, but he'll work on that. And the Magic Johnson, well, the only player that's close to that type of passing is Lonzo. I'm telling you, Lonzo's passing is one of a kind. If Lonzo would have had more points on the stat sheet, quote unquote, by the stat nerds, they would say, oh, he's one of the greatest passers of all time. That's how good Lonzo's passing.
That's how I became a fan of Lonzo, because I was literally like, this is the best passing player I've seen since Jason Kidd. And it really was. And that's why I told you earlier, Lonzo's passing, it's just special. Like I said, even if Melo become a better player, you can't pass like Zoe. It's just different. But with LaMelo, I don't all these comparisons, man, just let Melo be Melo for now. Because because I don't think we've seen a point guard like Melo before. You know what I'm saying? 6'8" with those type of skills. You got like Cade Cunningham coming out. That might be the only player that could be comparable to Melo, just because there's 6'8" guards that can do a lot. We know how great Cade is. But I don't know, man. Like none of those guys, and I won't compare him to Magic. No, I ain't doing that.
Alicia says Melo is the franchise. Yeah, he literally last night. I'm telling you, I had so many people hit me up that said that LaMelo Ball looked like the best player last night in 16 minutes, even though he didn't score because he controlled the pace. He looked like the guy, the point guard, the general, while everybody was looking out for themselves, not setting up the offense. Even the head coach, James Borrego, was commenting and pretty much giving credit to Melo for playing the right way. That tells you a lot.
DJ, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, what's up?
So, me and my cousin, we were talking about this because I felt like Melo, when he came out, he was being a little bit more tentative. So I'm like, did he get sized up in training camp so he's a little bit more humble? But my question is, what would you do then? Let's just say we don't know if this is true or not. This is hypothetical. But let's just say right now, Graham and Rozier are just slightly better. But we see LaMelo is the guy, the best playmaker. He everything. He the floor general. We were just talking about it. So how would you go about that? Because I'm not saying those players are better, but that's the only reason I can see why they're starting over Melo, because they must look better right now. I don't know. But, like, that's the only reason I can see it happening. So what would you do? Would you say F. Rozier and Graham, or like what would you do?
That's a great question. Let me start out by saying this. By reports, you can ask DCAM because DCAM interviews these reporters on the low. So he knows these people. What I've heard, LaMelo Ball has been the reason why he was coming off the bench. The Hornets always do this. They did this with PJ Washington last year. They did it with Malik Monk. They did it with a lot of rookies. They do this what you call earning your stripes. They play on that card, even though they haven't won anything significant. But let me digress. So they're just trying to be old school and have LaMelo come off the bench and quote unquote earn his stripes. But he's been the best playmaker. Now, Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham has been the best natural scorers. We'll give them that. But here's the thing. They're not real point guards. They're combo guards. They don't have a starting – like when LaMelo doesn't start for the Hornets, it's like they're starting two shooting guards, literally.
No, okay, so I didn't know that was a Hornets culture to like have players come off the bench and earn a spot. That's my question. That's a dumb. You're right. They ain't won any, man. These teams that have never won anything, they be out here doing stuff that I just don't be understanding sometimes. Because like, could you imagine? Like, I know people are just because of what you said with the Hornets, they're like underselling this. But could you imagine not starting Lonzo his rookie year? Like, how do you not start LaMelo Ball? Like, I don't get it, especially with what we seen that last game. I don't know. How do you not start? Like, put him at small forward. Like, he's 6'8". Let Gordon Hayward play the 4. I don't know. Do something. Like, he need to be in the starting line. Like, he need to be starting. And if he ain't starting, I'm going to assume either you're right about the bench thing, or the Hornets players like or maybe Graham and Rozier is showing something that we haven't seen or something. I don't know.
It's not like
it's confusing. It's confusing to me. Maybe I don't know.
Brother, it's not like Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham has been like destroying them all the time. That's not what's happening. He gets his veteran licks in here and there. That's expected for a rookie, but it's not like they're like blowing away LaMelo Ball and destroying them in practice. That's not the case. They do this with all rookies. I have countless of fans that tell me all the time it's nothing personal. James Borrego is known for they do that earning your stripes bullshit. I don't like it, but I'm not trying to create drama. You know what I mean? I just hope for the best. If you would have had LaMelo Ball starting, he would have scored some points at least. He would have had more minutes, and he would have had more options. He wouldn't have to face the adversity of having ball hogs. And that's the problem with ball hogs. They stop your confidence. They stop your flow. They're all about themselves. So it is what it is. Let me read this.
Rozier should have been gone.
I see it. Yep.
Like, this is why. Because he's going to be just taking Melo minutes just because. I'm just being simple. Like, Melo's going to get minutes. But you know what I mean. Those starter level minutes are a little bit different, like you were saying. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. And Salty saying, he says, Raptors showed Melo a rude welcome. Raikkonen, welcome to the NBA, kid. The Raptors have the deepest team in the league. As usual, Messiah is a god. Who the fuck are these players? They got 3-point machines. I'll say this. I respect the Raptors. I think they're very underrated because everybody's talking about the Nets and Boston, deservedly so. But the Raptors build their team the right way. We've given your team credit that team is not easy to play against. I don't care if it's preseason or regular season. They always play hard. They always play tough. Now, when LaMelo looks at the film, he's going to realize he left some points away from that game. There's some things he could have done to at least have 10 points.
That's why I was like upset the first 4 minutes out there. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you, though, I've never in my life, and maybe I ain't watching enough, but I've never seen Melo pass up an open shot ever. Like, and he passed up 2 in those first 4 minutes, and I was like, Melo, what's going on? But what he's saying is why I said what I said. Versus these better defensive teams like the Raptors, shit ain't sweet. You gonna have to be getting fouled and being very crafty to score on them on the inside. But okay, Rozier's getting paid $19 million, so he has to start. Yeah, I understand that. You get me paying on that. He has to start.
That means Devontae Graham gonna have to be a 6-man if they want to, do it right. It doesn't matter to me. They just gotta to get the best out of the Hornets. LaMelo clearly has to start. He's their only true playmaker.
Yeah, and this is my thing. If he's not starting, then he needs to be running the team because either one is fine. If he not starting, cool, but he need to be running the damn team. Like every time he on the court, offense is his. If they do that, then that's cool. But
Brother,
he didn't
let me
really
read
like
this.
that last night.
Let me read this because this Anna Connect, whatever guy said Trey and Luka, I'm out. Look, we're not saying that LaMelo is Trey and Luka. We're just going off characteristics. If you say a 6'8" point guard that's still growing doesn't have potential, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the potential is there. It just he has to figure it out. But you can't deny his potential and act like LaMelo is some type of scrub.
Did people forget how much Trae Young struggled the first half of his rookie season?
Yeah.
And that whole time, I was telling people, I'm like, I told people before when I first saw Trae in college, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be great. And I was like, it's because he can pass. I'm like, yeah, the scoring's nice, but he got real vision. And when he was going through his little, like that first half of the season when he was struggling, I'm like, chill out, he's getting used to the game. Only reason I compare him to Trae and Luka is because, and I've already mentioned, Trae has there's different types of athleticism. Trae has very, very good quickness, but they don't have that burst to the rim. And they make up for that with their passing ability and their craftiness with the dribble to be able to score. And a guy like Melo has those same characteristics, and he has to learn to be able to score as well as those guys doing the same thing since he doesn't have like that natural John Morant level burst. I mean, like he probably he's gonna develop more burst as he gets in better shape. But that was the only reason I went there because those guys, those are very, very skilled basketball players that's crafty, and they ain't the guys that can jump the highest or nothing like that. But it's about skill, and Melo has that.
Exactly, man. I think a lot of people hate the Ball family so much. When you give them credit for a skill set, they over exaggerate and they act like, oh, you're saying he's just as good as this. We never said that. Everybody has a characteristic of some type of star. Like these are not one-dimensional players, man. It doesn't mean they'll end up like them, but they have a characteristic that's common. I remember people saying, "Oh, Trae Young would never be Luka," when he was struggling. I remember that. I remember they called Trae a bust the first half of his season when he was really shooting poorly. I remember these things, but they seem to forget for some reason.
And the whole time I was telling them, "Yo, chill out." I was like, chill out, bro. Trae is he's gonna be a good player, and
Yeah.
you know that Luka thing they gonna always compare them to, but that's a whole nother convo. But no, yeah, they was on Trae ass because Luka he was looking good, but I'm like, yo, chill out. Like I'm not like it's gonna take a couple years for me to like overreact or like put any stamps on any of these players from this draft.
Absolutely. Adam says, do y'all think LaMelo would be good on ISO? Yeah, he'd be a good ISO player. But the good thing about his ISO, I think it won't be like other teams. You know how some people are trying to be selfish with their ISOs and not trying to be a good teammate. I don't think it will be that type of ISO. I think it would be more, of an IQ ISO, I call it, where he's not only looking to score, but if someone has a leak across the basket, and he will find them at the same time. People got to mix their ISOs. That's the problem. They're not doing it in today's NBA.
And it's about like I really don't. Who's the coach for the Hornets?
James Borrego.
Do you know anything about this guy?
Yeah, he's the coach with the Spurs. He's a Greg Popovich disciple, pretty much.
Do you like him?
I like what he's saying, but
I'm talking about court. I'm talking about on court stuff.
Well, his style is pretty good. It's not bad. They just haven't been winning enough. They haven't had enough talent around him.
No, I was asking that because I feel like, yes, Melo needs to ISO, but you like don't make him do too much. Meaning, if I'm an ISO Melo, I'm putting him on smaller players. I'm gonna make it easy for him. And then once he gets his confidence up and he's scoring 20, I'm like, all right, Melo, cook everybody. But you know what I'm saying? You got to call plays for guys to get them comfortable. And yes, Melo can ISO, but if I'm the coach, I'm calling ISOs for him versus smaller players so he can get a higher chance of scoring or getting the foul just to get his confidence up. And that's why I was asking about the coach, because I don't know if he would do that or not.
QB highlights too. Shout out to the brother. He says it's preseason. That's what I'm saying. I can't believe we're taking preseason too seriously. Really, it's to take a it's not the regular season. It shouldn't be taken seriously at all. It's been a funny day, man. This whole preseason crap. I can't wait for it to be over with.
Yo, we got Caesar Orozco in the chat. He's a Hornets fan. He says my city is much watch TV. I'm happy for you, fam. Good for y'all, man. I'm dead serious. It ain't nothing like when your franchise has been terrible and you finally get a player.
Exactly, man. It makes a world of difference, my brother. You see, we're reading some more. Well, these comments.
Even LeBron tuned in. So yeah, I saw that. LeBron do his homework though. Like Bron go, like I bet you Bron got a sheet of every young player in the league with everything that they do.
For real, man. LeBron James beyond. I don't care what y'all say about LeBron. He's like his mind is like an open computer. Literally. Ant James says at the end of the day, it's preseason. The Hornets have Master P in training camp, played in preseason games. The real games will be next year. LaMelo and Devontae will be starting. Well, if that happens, I think Terry Rozier is getting traded. You know, you can't have someone getting paid $19 million a year on the bench.
No, he might be right next season because from day one, LaMelo, and you know it's funny. I was telling people about Devontae, man. I'll be so ahead on these players, but I know I think a LaMelo Devontae Graham backcourt sounds so nasty to me in a good way. Like that just sounds like because Devontae is a dog, man. Oh man, I'm smiling just thinking about it. Like that would be great. I saw somebody mention Melo's defense. Yeah, he got a lot of work to do. But his size, his size, it just allows him to recover from other things that other players wouldn't be able to do. So he got a lot of work to do. I think Melo this offseason need to work with Lonzo on defense like all the time.
Yeah, man. You're right. I like the defensive tools that LaMelo has, and I think he'll be just fine. He would never be. I don't think he'll ever be a defender like Lonzo. That type of defensive gift Lonzo has, that's just rare. You either have it or you don't. But if LaMelo could be a normal defender, that's just fine.
It was just effort to me. Like I saw it was like one play where like Melo could have got the board and he didn't even jump and was lazy. I'm like, Melo, like what you doing? I'm like, yeah, you gonna have to work with your brother because obviously we know Zoe is different. They're two different players, but he definitely could be a solid defender. Like he don't have to be elite, but he definitely be a solid defender. That's why I said he got a lot to work on.
Exactly. Takato says Anthony Edwards is a bust. Nobody want to say that. It's too early to tell with these rookies. We got to give
Bro, Anthony Edwards is not a bust. Y'all are tripping, dog. That man can play the game. Y'all tripping. That man can play the game.
Let's go back to that comment in middle of the season, because I think he's once he figures it out. It's not even just him figuring it out. He got to get in game shape. The lack of all season is killing these rookies. I don't think a lot of people understand this. It's not easy at all. Patience is needed.
Bro, the pandemic is the whole thing. Like I said, no summer league, no nothing. Like you were probably quarantined in your house, dribbling by yourself. It's just like, it's a lot of things going on with that, and it's going to affect a lot of these rookies. I don't think we're gonna it's gonna take at least a month before we see some rookies start to like really go crazy.
Exactly, man. Big Spell One. Shout out to my brother, Big Spell One. He said most rookies struggled. They're nitpicking. Yeah, they're nitpicking. I told you guys they were going to do that. They're going to look
Literally,
at the
I
stat.
think Okoro was like the only top 10 pick I think that had a really good game. I think the rest of them, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the rest of them struggle for the most part.
Yeah. Okoro. Oh, I knew Okoro. That's one of my sleepers, by the way. Like, that's one of those players that even if it's a lack of all season or not, he has one thing that nobody else has. He has tenacious defense. And he can defend with the best of them. And he knows his role, slashing, playing defense, and if you're open for the three, shoot it. It's very simple. He doesn't have to create for nobody. He doesn't have to do all that stuff. He has to keep it simple. And yeah, I'm not surprised. Okoro, I like
Yeah,
his
but I am surprised. I wasn't that high on him because I didn't know how good of a scorer he could be. But I don't care if it's preseason, dog. He's like I mean, you saw his profile. Nobody really labeled him as a scorer, but this man scored 18, and like it was like I'm like, oh no, this dude might be a sleeper. And I know he was a lottery pick, so how is he a sleeper? But you know what I'm saying. But like I said, Okoro is like the only one that like played great. Everybody else struggled.
Yeah, exactly. Now I gotta read
Theo Maledon and Alex whatever his name is, Alex P from OKC. They play well too. But I was talking about top 10 picks.
Yeah, we're talking about top 10. I gotta read this. First last says Lonzo knows his strengths and weaknesses. LaMelo shoot you out of the game. Fundamentals of jacked up. Lonzo and LaMelo both came the league with broken jumpers and can't shoot free throws. LaMelo's actually a solid free throw shooter. He's not excellent, but he's solid. Um, that's just media narrative. See, when you watch ESPN and First Take and Undisputed all day, these are the talking points they get. Now, brother, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. That's a lazy take. Number one, for Lonzo's situation, he only has an 18% usage rate. So you don't get to see the full potential of Lonzo. That's a first problem. Another problem, this is his first off season. He had to deal with injuries, and that's really just bad luck. Now he's healthy. He's with Clutch Sports. So that changes things. And could you imagine if Lonzo was with Clutch Sports
Oh my gosh!
in his rookie year? Oh my God!
He'll still be a Laker.
Yeah, he would. But they didn't want to talk about that. And for LaMelo, you're right about shots need to be tinkered, but his free throws are not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's a lot right there. What you think?
No, he. I already told you. I've told you this before. Melo has to change his jumper. I've been saying that for. After I saw, because I was against Lonzo changing the jumper, but after I saw how much better Lonzo jumper got when he just tweaked it, I'm like, yo, if Melo just tweak his jumper, he's really gonna be a problem. No, Lonzo's the one that has problems shooting free throws. Even in college, he was only shooting like what 70%, 60-some%. So like
67.9.
yeah, so that's something he got to work on personally for him. But Melo's is a good free throw shooter. He always has been. And I don't think Melo, like when you say his fundamentals are jacked, like put it in the comments. What do you mean? Like Melo has really good fundamentals as a basketball player.
AW says, like Australia, LaMelo flourished when he was the main point guard when Brooks went down. It's no need to play 2 6-man to start the game. They aren't point guards that can set the team's offense. Yeah, we've been saying it, brother. LaMelo's the only true point guard. You got to play your true point guard. You can't have 2 shooting guards. You're not going to win that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Zoe been working on this game. No, bro, I'm telling you. I don't look. I done been around. I've been through a lot in life. When I see people go through adversity, like I'm never gonna get over the fact that he changed his jumper in a month, bro, and he couldn't even play. Like I don't think people understand how special that is. You can't name me another player that's done that with all of these injuries. It hasn't happened. Lonzo gonna be great, man. It's not about being great. It's about wanting to be great. Lonzo want to be great, and that's why he's gonna be great.
Monster says Zoe got better. Yeah, I could tell. Just even looking at the little workouts, and I get it. You guys will say, "Oh, it's just workouts." I saw it then. I said, "Man, he's doing things I didn't even see him doing before. He's going to be a problem." I just can't wait for. I'm not going to judge off preseason because it's preseason. But the regular season game when they play against Miami, you all will see. That's all I got to say on that part. Uh, Aunt James says, long as LaMelo is a great passer, a top assist leader, lead and rebounds like last night for both teams, be great with getting steals, blocking with smaller guards. Scoring isn't important. Yeah, today's NBA is a selfish league now. If you're not scoring like Luca or KD, you're not a good player. But this is the narrative they created. They don't care about team basketball, it seems like.
Bro, man. What Shannon Sharp say? I rest in W's and L's. Like that's all. That's all. Of course, I want to see the. I want. Well, I hate how James Harden plays, so I don't want to bring him up. But I want to see a great scorer score. Everybody wants to see that, but
Yeah,
everybody's different. Y'all gotta really 3 to 5, bro. 3 to 5 years for young players. It's not some 1 year, 2 year, or even third year. Look at Bi, year 4. Look at D'Lo, year 4. Look at Giannis. So look at Jimmy Butler, who's just in the finals. Jimmy Butler didn't start off like that. 3 to 5 years for these young players to improve. Once you get to that 5th year, if you ain't done nothing, then that's different. So I don't overreact if I see deficiencies in these players. Like I see a lot of deficiencies in a lot of basketball players, but I'm not about to be going in on Ja Morant. He a damn rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to be going critiquing his flaws like that.
exactly. And to comment to my brother Saint Meese, he a real one. He said Zoe has, and he was commenting on what someone said that Lonzo didn't have a good jumper. Saint Meese says Zoe has a good jumper. Now, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, Lonzo's jumper wasn't a problem. He needed to attack the basket a different way to keep teams honest. Uh, that was the problem. But that's something that the media has created that Zoe can't shoot. One thing you do with Zoe is you don't leave him wide open like that. Because if you do, he's going to make that shot. Now,
It's like people can't get over his first 2 seasons shooting bad. Did y'all forget Jason Kidd was called Ace Kidd because he couldn't shoot? And then he only became one of the greatest 3-point shooters ever. 3 to 5, y'all. Lonzo first 2 years couldn't shoot because he had the wrong jump shot. The moment he tweaked, I think Zoe's gonna be shooting 41%. The moment he tweaked it, wet, all day, and that's how you know it was natural talent. Yes, Lonzo can shoot, but the haters want to focus on them last 2 years. And whenever you bring up his percentage, they be like, "How many attempts?" I'm like, "Bro, stop hating." It was 7 attempts.
exactly, man. I like the brothers, man. You, Saint Meese, Gibson, DK, and many others, man. Brian. It's great to have people that know basketball.
What are you telling, bro? It's rare out here.
Exactly. Saint Meese was spot on. He says Zoe's problem is assertiveness towards the basket. He's so right. Shooting was never the problem last year. I hate when Lonzo can't shoot. Lonzo can't shoot. He's trash. That doesn't make any sense if you watch him play this year.
No, Saint Meese is right. But see, that to me is because you're not going to be confident in doing something you're not good at. And I don't even mean attacking the basket. I mean having the skills to maneuver in order to allow you to be able to score while you're being aggressive. Because how many times have we seen Zoe be aggressive and just miss the layup? So that's why I feel like now that he's worked on all of those skills, you're not going to see the same thing from Zoe. Because, we saw, in small spurts of him being aggressive once he gets that confidence. But that's why I really love what SVG is doing. SVG is not going to let him be complacent. He's going to always ask Zoe, go downhill. I need you attacking. I need you to score. I think that assertiveness is going to change now because, it's one thing to not have confidence. But like Steph Curry could lose confidence, but he always Steph. But we don't have the skills to supplement that. Like Lonzo, he just lacked the skill, ball handling, finishing. Let's be honest. But once you get those skills, that assertiveness change. That's why Melo, even though he was like 0-5, he's still aggressive because he has those skills. He knows what he's gonna do. Lonzo just had to work on like not being a pass. I know like it's in his blood, but he had to work on not being a pass first guy so much. And I definitely think that we gonna see that from him this year.
Also, Miles Kelly says your point guard shouldn't only shoot 2 free throws a game. Well, we agree with that. That plays
That's true.
of being assertive. So we agree with you. You're exactly spot on. That's the great thing about Lonzo. He's worked out with Clutch Sports, and he's rectified that problem. Now we got to see it, but I truly feel confident of the progression of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, man. First Laugh says, I guarantee you I watch more of Lonzo games than 99% of the people in the chat. Well, not these guys right now on the panel. I've seen too many Lonzo games. I've seen every game he's ever played. I've seen every game he's ever played.
Good, bad, indifferent.
Right.
We see them all.
Oh man, them 2-pointers was hard to watch. Like rewatching them too. So yeah, that's not gonna happen over here, man. No, but yeah, you can't be shooting 2 damn free throws.
Nathan Oliver said someone in this chat sound like Max Kellerman from ESPN. I see a bunch of Max Kellermans up in here, man. Spock Kellerman. Golly. It's funny. That's why one thing I'm learning from you 313 to laugh at people that overly critique Lonzo or LaMelo or stat watching. It's funny to me now. They don't know basketball. They really don't know.
After Lonzo rookie year, I realized I was like, you know what? Because, and I say this about Zoe fans and Ball family fans, y'all care too much about their haters. Like, I remember Zoe rookie year, man, was I out there defending that man on social media, going on, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop, and I'm gonna just let Zoe do Zoe. He'll prove to y'all more than anything I can say. Because the hate, they're gonna be like Melo scored 0. I'm like, oh man, I know they about to be hate. This man balled out, he scored 0. Oh, they about to be. And you saw exactly what happened. So no, that's why I don't like, bro. The haters, bro. Like, Lonzo had a 27-point triple-double. They was still hating. They was like, well, he gonna score 10 the next night. I'm like, y'all, like, come on, bro. So it's gonna be like that, man. I don't focus on none of these haters because they're literally hate. They ain't coming with you with basketball knowledge. They ain't coming to you like breaking down Alonzo's problems in his game. They just saying, oh, he can't shoot, can't do nothing. All he do is pass. I'm like, bro, Zoe makes players better. So much. I'm talking Brandon Ingram. I'm talking Zion. Look at Kyle Kuzma. Man's a scrub with Alonzo giving him the damn ball. And he gonna stay a scrub. Watch.
He don't look the same. And St. Meeks he hit it on the nail with this. He said he, meaning Lonzo, has to hit 3 threes, 2 dunks, and 4 free throws a night and facilitate. He good. That's all he got to do. I mean, that's not
a low bar. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's on the low. That's the floor. So if that's the floor, that means he's in good hands. But I think he'll do a little more than that. But what St. Meeks is saying, if he does those things, at least, he should be good.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I'm so confident in Zoe this year. Let's not act like he didn't just he averaged 14 and 10 for a good stretch without the skills. So what's going to happen when he gets the skills? That means that 14 going to be turning to 18, 19, and 20. And I see people talking about Bledsoe in the chat. Bledsoe is more of a team player than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'll tell you that. Like I'll tell he will give Lonzo the ball sometimes. I ain't saying all the time, but he'll give him the ball more than Drew Holiday. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Eric Bledsoe, he doesn't have, even though he's a combo guard, he doesn't have what you call too much of that tunnel vision. Like I don't see that.
And one thing about Bledsoe that I do like, and about any player, not just Bledsoe, when I don't have it, I don't have it. Like Drew Holiday would not have it, and he's shooting. Like exactly. Bledsoe knows when I don't have it, I'll still be aggressive. I've seen Bledsoe have terrible games, but still be aggressive. But when he don't got it, Like, I don't got it. I'm a chill. Like, he don't always do that, but I've actually seen him do it in multiple games. You know, I watch the Bucks because I like Giannis. So I've seen him do it. He's going to be a way better fit than Drew Holiday. And we love Drew Holiday over here. The man can play basketball. It just wasn't a good basketball fit.
No.
And that's what we were always saying.
Who did it this time? Shout out to who did it this time. If you're a real one, subscribe to his channel. Now, it's unfiltered, so if you can handle it, subscribe to his channel. He says, Max Kellerman hates black men who thinks outside the box. Yeah, I'm not trying to go extreme, but I'm going to be honest. Max Kellerman, he's not who people think he is. I know he champions people's rights and stuff like that, but there's a reason why Carmelo Anthony does not like him. That's all I got to say. He gets away with trashing brothers on the low because he gets respect for some people in our community, just because he defends us, quote unquote. But yeah, I see what Max Kellerman does, and the jig is up. That's all I can say on that.
Man, I don't even got nothing to say about that because I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, I was just asking. Yeah. Zoe having 17, 8, and 11. Bruh, he has the ability to get that. I wouldn't be totally surprised if he does that.
I'm not. People think, like, bro, he averaged 14 without these skills. Drew Holiday is gone. Me saying he's going to average 3 more points is probably being disrespectful, but I got to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Those 11 assists, I think that can really come, though. Him and Zion, 9 assists together. Like,
Yeah.
if he's the man, because I think, got to remember, once you become a better offensive player, what can you do more? Pass the ball. That's why his assist number is going to go up, because he's going to be a better offensive player.
Hey, bruh, I got to say this, man. They never talk about Lonzo's last, like I said, the January and March where he averaged 14, 10, and 7. They ignore it. They completely ignore it. Go right back to the bubble. That's why I can't wait for him to ball out, because there's a lot of talking going on, but not enough sense.
No, the bubble killed Lonzo. Like, you could tell, man, he was in so much rhythm. I don't know, man. Zoe might have went on the team 20-game point streak, the rhythm he was in. NBA stops. Like, I've talked about this in Killian Hayes, who I would compare him to in this aspect. They're rhythm basket. Like, everybody isn't, but some players are like rhythm basketball players. If they can't get into the rhythm, it's gonna be hard for them. Like, every player is different. And in the bubble, Lonzo never could get in the rhythm, and then his confidence, and then his teammates wasn't giving him the ball, and that's what I hate. When the guy's struggling, help him get some easy baskets. Like, you about to piss me off, man. Like, it's just like, bro, the way the Pelicans was operating, like, it's just like the way the Pelicans was operating, oh man.
Exactly, man. But brother, man, I want to thank you for joining the show. You got to come by more time, because you know your game, man. You know the game of basketball, and I respect you. Shout out to you, 313. Everyone subscribe to his channel, 313 JMO. He talks about the Detroit Lions, Detroit Pistons. Even if you don't have a team in Detroit to be a fan of, you could still subscribe to him. He knows his sports, man. Thank you, my brother.
No, man. Thanks for having me on. Like I said, I'm glad I finally can get to talk to you. And to the people in the chat, man, about Zoe again. Yeah, man. I definitely do Detroit stuff on my channel, but like we got our own basketball show called Above the Rim. We talk the entire NBA on there. We've had other fans from other fan bases come on there. And man, I just love basketball, and I love talking the game, and I do know what I'm talking about. I think it's a gift. Everybody don't know what they're talking about. And I say it's a gift because I see things that are simple to me. And to other people, they don't see what I see. And DJ is another person that sees those things. Same thing with St. Meese. Everybody ain't gonna know the game, but some people will. And shout out to DJ. He's been putting out great work. That man been grinding, got to 1K. Man, I'm happy for you, brother.
Bro, I'm doing all this while working a tough job. Literally. I do these videos every morning. It's the morning time in the Pacific time, right? It's 9:57 a.m. I've been up since 7 o'clock, and I got work at 1.
Hey,
I've been doing it every single day.
bro,
But
I know how hard it is. These videos are draining.
yes, they is. And I want to thank everyone in the chat for always supporting me, man. Always being real and authentic, no matter if you agree or disagree. This is a family. I like to treat YouTube like family. We don't all have to agree on everything, but we can have a civilized discussion and speak amongst brothers and sisters. And that's what it should be about. It's not about all that yelling and buffoonish character. It's not all about that. It's about realness. And that's what this channel is. This is just getting started. Y'all thought just having 313 was a joy. When I have the whole team in the panel, the originals, the homeboys, this 313, you know how it is, bro.
Oh, you already know.
This is just a start. You, Gibson, oh my God. Hoop Johnny,
KL, shit.
Bank Niece, oh man. KL too, woo.
No, man, I would love to talk to the bros and just see how we feel about some of these games during the regular season when they end. Like it'd definitely be dope.
That's probably gonna be my best video ever. It may not get 20,000 views, but it'll get a lot of views. But that's gonna be my best show ever, right there. Hey, I got one question. Are you available tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Monday? What time?
Yeah. I'm off Monday and Tuesday, all day.
Oh yeah, then I'll be available at least sometime on Monday for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to set something up to have the gang come out and just speak, man. And chop
Hey,
it
that'd
up.
be cool. Monday is usually my only off day, so that'd be cool.
Wait a minute, that's a perfect time.
Yeah, man. This is definitely fun, bro. Shout out to the people in the chat too, man.
Jay Reese says, "Do y'all play 2K?"
Nope, I don't play any sports games.
You know, I'm kind of like a nomad, man. I'm hiking, I'm meditating, I'm reading books. I just watch the game of sports for fun, but I don't play video games. Kind of old school. I'm a young old school guy. But yeah, the perfect thing about tomorrow, 313, is LaMelo and the Hornets will play the Raptors again tomorrow. So that's perfect to do a lot.
See, Lonzo's gonna be playing at the same time. I was already talking to K. I'm like, bro, we about to be scrambling, dog. Because Lonzo's gonna start, so Melo won't start. But no, they both of the games are at 7. I'm gonna have to have 2 TVs on. 2 monitors on, bro. Yeah, they playing at the same time, so it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have my monitor set and have I'm gonna have it muted because I can't be on live stream while the noise in the background. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun. Y'all tune in for tomorrow's chat. It's really gonna be jumping. I'm gonna have the whole gang in the building, and we're gonna have a great discussion. So I can't wait, man. Like I said, subscribe to 313. He's a real one. I got Alex. He said just subscribe.
Shout out to you, my brother.
Yeah, man. Also subscribe to 313. He's a real one. He's family. Mr. Jones says, let's see if the coach makes adjustments. We'll see. The Raptors are a tough team, man. They got depth. But we'll see what happens. Shout out to the Raptors. But I'm about to roll out, man. Peace out. Thank you, my brother.
Yep.